Hello and good morning, everyone. It's great to be here. By way of introduction, my name is Esti Peshin. I'm the General Manager of the Cyber Division of Israel Aerospace Industries, IAI. I'm also a very proud graduate of the Open University. Thank you. And while we are in the process of... okay. Thank you. And this is not mine, but okay. And I can speak about this as well. Just give me a topic. Just give me a topic, we'll be fine. So while we are at it, let me take this opportunity to thank the organizers, and especially Amir Rapoport, for this amazing event. Please give them a round of applause. Amir, thank you so much for this great opportunity. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk cyber. And let's hope that I can manage this. So, we have seen in this past 2 years, in the COVID years, we have seen a growing trend of strategic threats in cybersecurity. I won't speak about all of them. I will mention, however, the two new threats. Number one, supply chain attacks. Now, just yesterday, there was a press release about a certain car manufacturer who halted operations because of a supply chain cyber attack. They halted operations for more than a week. Now, this is huge. And the second trend is today, cyber attacks, even minor ones, are accompanied by media campaigns. So not only do they attack us, they also try to disparage us because of the attack, even if these attacks are extremely minor. And here's the first conclusion that I would like to share with you. When we are speaking about national-grade cyber challenges, we need national-grade solutions. Now, these solutions comprise, first and foremost, of state-of-the-art technology. You can see in the amazing exhibition here a host of Israeli technology and other technology as well that can support cybersecurity. But technology on its own is insufficient. You need a methodology on how to effectively utilize this technology. You need constant innovation because the cyber domain is constantly evolving. The threats are evolving. The solutions are evolving. So a solution that you deploy today may not be relevant in 6 months. You need collaboration. Cooperation within the nation, international collaboration. Collaboration is king in a sense that it allows us to foresee, to predict cyber attacks. If a certain car manufacturer has been attacked, well, the rest of them better raise their defenses. The attacks are coming. And finally, capacity buildup. Now, we need to understand that we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Now, if in the past we spoke about cyber protection as the governing paradigm, so initially we hardened the targets, we hardened our crown jewels, then we evolved to limiting potential damages, and then we evolved to resiliency. Cyber resiliency basically means that we take into account that we will eventually be cyber attacked. And the name of the game is how quick we will recover from these cyber attacks. Now today, this is insufficient. Because of supply chain attacks, we need to make the ecosystem resilient. Ergo, national level cyber security, national level cyber solutions. Governments need to protect the ecosystem. And in Israel, this is done in a very effective manner, if I can say. So I'm going to share with you some lessons learned from our national level deployments around the world. And these lessons learned are focusing on two areas, on the operational concept and on the ecosystem. So first, when we are speaking about a national level SOC, so every country believes it needs a SOC. In some cases, the SOC is called a CERT. In some cases, the SOC is called a CCERT. In some cases, the SOC is called an NSOC, but it's a SOC. It's essentially an operational center that monitors national cyberspace. Now, this is done in many, many different variants around the world, but there are a few lessons learned. First and foremost, we are looking today at hierarchy. So there are sectors and there is the national level, and each has its own role. Now, the second one is that it's not only about the SIEM. We are not looking at events purely as a standalone. We need also risk analysis and management. We need national level situational awareness that derives both from collecting events, from assessing the events, from detecting anomalies, but also from cyber threat intelligence and from collaboration within the nation state. We need the ability, and this is something that is new. This is one of the most important lessons learned. We need national level incident response. We cannot rely on the fact that the entire ecosystem has the incident response capabilities. We have seen ample examples of this in the past few years. We also need, and I'm speaking from the point of view of a vendor, of a supplier, we need to take into account that there is existing infrastructure everywhere. And when we deploy solutions, we need to make use of these investments. Nation states can't replace their national SOC every 5 years. And finally, a national SOC is an innovation driver. Nation states should make sure that as part of their national SOC, they include a test bed that will allow startups, emerging technologies to be tested and to be utilized. Driving innovation is one of the key components of economical value, and I will speak about this in a moment. And moving to the right side. We also need the ability to predict the storm, so to speak, to be able to proactively monitor the national ecosystem and be able to predict cyber threats. This is crucial. This is crucial. If we aren't able to predict the attacks, we won't be able to raise the defenses in time. We need collaboration. Our strength lies in our numbers, in our ability to share information amongst ourselves. Now, this collaboration should be centralized on one hand, managed through the national regulator or regulators, but also scattered. Organizations should talk to peers, should talk to other organizations, and we need to facilitate this approach. The Israeli National Cyber Directorate has facilitated this approach through some technological solutions that we are proud to have provided. Now let's talk a little bit about the economy. So this is a report that was issued by the Oliver Wyman Consulting Group. A very interesting one discussing cyber literacy. Now, cyber literacy is basically comprised of several elements. Elements like the government approach, inclusion, how versed and aware are the population in terms of cyber threats, how cyber hygiene they are. You can see Israel is in a very good place. This report is from 2019. But I can also mention something very important. This is especially important for the delegates here from emerging economies, from developing economies. Cyber can actually move the needle on your national GDP. Cyber can drive innovation. Innovation can drive economy. And you can see here in the middle statistics from the World Bank that show a direct correlation between a national investment in ICT and the national GDP. Now, how does this work? As of 2019, there was a shortage in the US alone of 314,000 cyber professionals. Now, taking an average, that a cyber professional makes, on average, $120,000 a year, this is a huge economical opportunity. Now, the figure as of 2021 is about 500,000 in the US alone, double the figure for the global number. So about 1 million cyber professionals are missing in the world. This is a huge opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, especially from emerging economies, set up cyber academies, train cyber professionals, and help drive your economy. So briefly, when we are speaking about human resources and capacity buildup, we need 8 factors. I won't speak about them in length. I will just mention them briefly, but any of you who would like to continue this discussion are more than welcome to visit us at our booth. So we need inclusion. Everyone needs to understand cyber. Everyone. We need to include cyber in the education system. We need to drive innovation and R&D. The academia must be involved. In Israel, this is one of our strengths, in my opinion. We need the ability to provide international certification to people that we train in cybersecurity. Public and private cooperation, extremely important. Nation states should consider themselves as a regional hub and not as standalone elements. And finally, we need to make sure that cyber is integrated into the workplaces. Now, a brief word for the entrepreneurs in the room that are here to hear me speaking, of course, but also to think about their next challenge in cybersecurity. So what are some areas that really need cybersecurity? Number one, supply chain. Not enough solutions there. 5G and IoT. Smart mobility and smart cities. If you're considering your path in cybersecurity, these are 4 areas where you can make a huge difference. And by the way, if you decide to establish a startup in one of these areas, please do talk to us as well. A brief word about IAI. IAI, Israel Aerospace Industries, one of the largest defense contractors in Israel, with a very prominent cyber division. We are also proud to be the leaders of the 2 Israeli cyber consortium, the Israeli Cyber Companies Consortium, which comprises today of 14 companies, the best and finest of Israel technology. We just recently added check marks who are presenting here to the consortium. We are very proud to have them on board. And the Israeli Aviation Cyber Companies Consortium, which provides end-to-end solutions for the commercial aviation ecosystem. Here we have 8 members. And finally, we are very, very proud to lead CITES. CITES is the Israeli Cyber Lab for Intelligence Transportation System. This is a public-private partnership. On the public, the government side, this is led by the National Cyber Directorate and by the Ministry of Transportation. The contractor is Ayalon Highways, are very good partners. On the private side, this is a consortium led by IAI, led by us, which comprises of 5 companies. So we have IAI, we have Alstom, we have IBI, the Canadian company, we have Enigmatus, an amazing startup. Come to our booth, you can see them there, or come to their booth and you can see them there, but you need to walk a little bit along the exhibition. And finally, we have Ben-Gurion University as part of this consortium. This public-private partnership is set out to solve cybersecurity for smart transportation, to allow eventually autonomous vehicles to drive in the streets of Israel safely and securely. And Israel is one of the leaders in this area. This is amazing. So to conclude, a new approach is needed. I try to share with you some of our lessons learned. We need a collaborative approach. We invite each and every one of you to come and speak with us about collaboration, about how we can help you and about how you can help us. Capacity buildup can drive the economy. We need tailor-made solutions. And finally, for those of you who are looking for your next opportunity in cybersecurity, we are hiring. Come talk to us. You can find me on LinkedIn and you can email me. And with this, I conclude my remarks. Thank you, everyone.